Hi guys, Sam here with HorrorMom.com, and today I'm excited to review this movie, or I was really excited to review this movie, but unfortunately, it's one I cannot recommend.
I'm ready.
So we're reviewing Nosferatu that just recently came out, and of course it's your old vampire tale. It stars Lily Rose Depp and Bill Skarsgård, which, by the way, both of them did phenomenal jobs. Bill Skarsgård, you can't go wrong with him. I've liked him in everything he's done, even Barbarian when he didn't have all the makeup on. The makeup was phenomenal. He's so good. And Lily Rose Depp, I wasn't familiar with her, but she was amazing. Hello. She contorts her body and her face so many different times in so many different ways. I mean, I don't know how she prepares for that. So yeah, she was great. Our main characters, Thomas Hutter and Ellen Hutter, and they're recently married. Thomas is a real estate agent who ends up going abroad to make a deal with Count Orlok. Count Orlok is purchasing a property where they live. It's like an old mansion, and so he wants to have somebody come in person to do the deed, probably because he's a vampire. Shh. So Thomas has to go do this, and Ellen does not want him to go. Now, Ellen is an interesting character because she has a lot of visions and dark feelings. She's had these since she was a child, where she was aware when her mother was going to pass. She always knew her birthday presents. And actually, right in the very beginning of the movie, we find out that she has actually run into Nosferatu in the past. They've already made contact. And it's kind of like in Nightmare on Elm Street part, 4? When Joey tells Kincaid and Kristen to stop having dreams down in the boiler room, stop thinking about Freddy because you're going to end up bringing him back. So, same thing here. Ellen, my dear, stop dreaming of Nosferatu, stop thinking of him, or he's going to come. So, once Thomas meets Count Orlok, the Count then becomes aware that he has married Ellen, and that's the one he loves. He craves her blood, and that's kind of how our story starts, where he is on a journey to go after Ellen, and Thomas is on a journey to save her. So now we're going to get into the things that I didn't like about it. Number one, I think it was very long. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I feel like it moved kind of slowly for that. I think it would have been really beneficial to have a few more tense moments early on in the film, or more so a jump scare, maybe a creepy death, something to make me afraid of Nosferatu. I was never afraid of him. He was very menacing. I think Bill did a fabulous job. It just wasn't scary. It really wasn't scary to me at all. The last 30 minutes of the movie got much more tense. I did like the last 30 minutes pretty well. But when you've already watched an hour and a half, you can't just rely on the last 30 minutes to make everything, fantastic. I really think this movie lacked character development. I didn't get enough from Thomas and Ellen as a married couple. They had a couple good scenes. There was a fight and argument they had, but this was in the last 30 minutes that I thought was a very good scene, and it made you feel a little bit more for what was going on with them. But what would have been great is to maybe have had a past scene from Ellen's childhood, or something from, before she met Thomas, to kind of show how she was, because they refer to that a lot. Or I really think it would have been beneficial to show Thomas and Ellen, right as they met, or maybe sometime before they got married, just to build that bond so you really feel like what's going on between the two characters. And that's not anything that the acting had to do with. I think they did perfect with the acting. I think that has to do with the story and what the director gave them to do. I also think this film, especially in the first hour and a half, was too choppy. They were hopping back and forth between where Thomas was and where Ellen was way too much. It just was like back and forth, back and forth. It made me feel disconnected to what was going on, honestly. And lastly, I do want to mention that I watched it 2 times in 24 hours, and I had no difference the second time that I watched it. I was kind of concerned that maybe I had been distracted when I watched it the first time, or maybe I'd missed something. I don't know. I just felt like this was supposed to be a movie I was really supposed to like, and I thought a lot of other people liked, and I didn't want to come down on it too hard. But after rewatching it a second time, I'm pretty holding strong on my feelings about it. For the score, I'm not going to recommend it to you guys. Obviously, if you want to go see it, I'm one of those people that if there's a movie that I want to see, it doesn't really matter what anybody else says about it. If I've got it in my sights that I need to see that movie, I'm going to. I've given you plenty of things that I liked about it and plenty of things I didn't like about it. So I'm going to give it a score of 5. It's not one I'm going to revisit. I was disappointed overall. There's things that I thought that should have made it so much better. So it's disappointing. I think they could have made this scarier. I think they could have made us really connect to the characters. Some of the hopping back and forth on Thomas's journey back, I think they could have X'd a lot of that out and put some other material in there, and you would have had a movie that would have been more emotional, and you would have thought more about it after the fact. So I did like the ending. Like I said, the last 30 minutes were pretty good. So, look for that. Please let me know. I bet a lot of people have already seen this movie. And if you disagree with me, let me know why. I would love to know. Maybe there's something that you could give me a different perspective on. If you agree, I'd like to know that too. And are there any other movies that you have seen lately that you're super disappointed with? Let me know in the comments. All right, guys, good luck. This one is streaming on Peacock right now. So if you're interested in watching it, that's where it's at. And I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Come to me.